The Secret of the Old Graveyard. Part 1. The Beginning of Curiosity. In a small village, cloaked in darkness at night and silence during the day, there was an ancient graveyard located at the edge of the village. It was rumored among the villagers that spirits dwelled there. People from the village were afraid even to go near the graveyard. However, there was a group of young people who did not believe in such stories. The group consisted of 4 friends: John, George, Michael, and Elizabeth. One day, John suggested to his friends, "We should find out the truth about this ancient graveyard. If there really is something there, we will know, and if not, we can dispel the fears of the people." George laughed and said, "What do you think? Are we going to meet some ghosts?" Elizabeth, a bit worried, remarked, "This could be dangerous. We should be careful." Michael reassured everyone, "Don't be afraid. We're all in this together. We'll just go there and see, and if anything feels off, we'll come right back." So the 4 friends decided to explore the graveyard at night. Part 2. The Silence of the Graveyard. When night fell, they headed toward the graveyard under the moonlit sky. The walls of the graveyard were old and crumbling, and the gate was rusted. As they entered, a cold gust of wind touched their faces, as if trying to drive them away. A silence fell over the group. They all felt some fear in their hearts, but none showed it. John took out a flashlight, but its light seemed to be swallowed by the darkness of the graveyard. As they walked, they noticed an old withered tree in the middle of the graveyard with a large grave covered in moss beneath it. Michael said, "This place feels too eerie. Maybe we should head back." But John stopped them. "We haven't really seen anything yet." Part 3. Encounter with the Spirits. As they approached the grave, suddenly the light from the flashlight dimmed, and the chill increased. Elizabeth shivered and said, "I want to go back." At that moment, a deep voice was heard. "Why have you come here?" All 4 friends were startled. The environment around them shifted. The branches of the trees began to sway, and the rustling of the wind could be heard. Suddenly, a faint light appeared, and an old man materialized before them. His face bore the marks of pain, and his eyes were turning red. "We came to learn the truth," John bravely said. The old man replied, "This place is not for you. Here reside those who have made mistakes in life. Now, they are imprisoned here in this world and the hereafter." John asked, "Who are you?" The old man answered in a sorrowful tone, "I was once a human like you, but my greed and poor decisions have brought me here. Now I and the other spirits here are paying for our mistakes." Part 4. A Lesson Learned. The group was stunned and frightened. Michael asked, "How can we leave here safely?" The old man said, "You must purify your intentions and vow never to harm anyone and always stand by the truth. Only then can you leave here safely." The friends promised to follow his advice and sincerely repented. As soon as they made this vow, the atmosphere of the graveyard changed. The heavy air lightened, and the light returned. The old man smiled and said, "You have chosen the right path. Go and teach others never to follow the path of greed or dishonesty." The friends left the graveyard and returned to the village. They shared their story with the villagers and taught them that life is a test, and we must always follow the path of truth and justice. Moral: this story teaches us that greed and dishonesty always lead to poor outcomes. We must always live our lives with truth and justice to succeed in this world and the hereafter.